This is about clear communication, not disregarding the national identity.
That we forgetting our own identifier.
When people only see one side, either Chinese side equal disrespect or Malay critic equal racist, we lost the gray area.
I believe that language doesn't divide us, it should connect us more.
Social media, it really makes everything bigger.
Hello everyone, welcome to React and See Anyway. I'm Peishi, your host for today. Today's topic is a bit spicy. We are diving into the world of language, race, and advertising. Recently, former Prime Minister Dr. Tun Mahathir, who criticized Chinese language signboards in a Kuala Lumpur mall, he said it feels like being in China and questioned if Malaysia was losing its identity. This caused a lot of discussions. Some people point out that the photos he shared were of non-halal Chinese restaurants, which usually use Chinese signs to help their customer and avoid confusions for Muslim visitors. Others say it was unfair since Dr. Mahathir's own bakery, The Love, only used English signs with no Malay. In response, Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka (DBP) reminded everyone that the Malay language should be used on public signs, as it is stated in the federal constitutions. But on the other hand, Miri MP Chiu Shuman says that using Chinese signs shows Malaysia's multicultural identity and the contributions of the Chinese community. Overall, these situations has raised bigger questions about language, identity, and multiculturalisms in Malaysia. After the news came out, social media went wild. Some people say it might cause racial tensions, but what does this connect to media and advertising? That's what we will talk about today. To make it fun, our guests will raise the signs of agree or disagree. I will explain how the signs works in a minute, but first, let me introduce our awesome guests. First, we have Florine, who works in advertising media.
Hello everyone.
Next, we've got Elise, a social media influencer who always has something to say. And last but not least, our kind NGO respective, Chana and Fifi, who works closely with the community. Alright, so let's have a quick one on the news about Dr. Tun Mahathir. You have got your agree and disagree signs ready, right? Okay. As the news is about, he received a mall with Chinese signs boards and say, I feel like I was in China. Do you all agree with him? Hold up your sign and tell us why. Ooh, it looks like we have some different opinions here. Let's start with Florine. Can you share why you choose the disagree sign?
Okay, I choose the disagree side is because in advertising, we use Chinese in signboard to effectively reach the audience. But this is about clear communication, not disregarding the national identity. So it's also important to understand that the signboard should be follow the advertisement by law, Federal Territories 1982, and the local government Act 1976, which prioritized the Malay language with the bigger font size and while allowing the inclusion of other languages like Chinese and Tamil. But I must clarify that if a businessman is officially registered in English or other language, they can use on the signboard. So we also allow that the signboard add the Malay translations so that can help the public to enhance their understanding and also follow the language rules. Like the example, the McDonald's, they have translate the McDonald's to the McD, so it will localize the brand and also stay follow the rules.
Okay, so Elise, I noticed you raised the agree signs. Can you tell what are your thoughts to the audience?
As a Malay, I actually understand where Dr. Tun Mahathir is coming from. When I go out to certain mall, especially in a city, it's hard to find any sign in Bahasa Malaysia. And not just that, sometimes there's no Malay or English translation at all. It made me wonder, are we forgetting our own identifier?
Oh no! Okay, it's a valid point. So now let's hear from our NGO's warriors. It looks like both NGOs are on the agree side with Tun Dr. Mahathir, right? So, can I hear your thoughts? So, let's over to Chana from our Harmony Voice.
At Harmonica, we respect the use of different languages. It shows our multicultural, but we strongly believe that Bahasa Malaysia and Bahasa English must include on the signboard. This isn't about limiting anyone, it's about making sure everyone, regardless of background, feels things and included. Through multiculturalism, it means no one is left out.
Next up, so we pass to Fifi, our Comm Malaysia, which works on language, right?
Definitely, at Comm, we always emphasize that language is a bridge, not a barrier. When it comes to the Chinese signage in malls, we understand that it's a way to preserve the cultural identity for the Chinese community. However, we also encourage adding Malay and English translation to promote mutual understanding and respect. I believe that language doesn't divide us, it should connect us more. And I think that we should respect each other's culture while learning to embrace different languages.
Okay, so that's a good point, everyone, and thanks for sharing. It seems like this isn't just about science board. It's really about including people and respecting different culture. It concludes, business may use Chinese to connect with their audience. However, they must prioritize Bahasa Malaysia in accordance with the rules. So, at the same time, including Malay and English translations, it promotes inclusivity and unity without erasing cultural identity. And social media, it really makes everything bigger. There's been a lot of attentions online, so how did TikToks and Twitch shows this issue? Florine, you are in the advertising media. What are your takes?
Okay, as an advertising media practitioners, I look how the headline and the video are edited. So many posts took the quote like "I thought I was in China" and pair it with the dramatic rap filter and also the alarm music. There are also other similar news that we report with the headlines highlighting only one aspect of the story, so shaping how the reader interprets the entire article. So that kind of framings will immediately trigger a negative response.
Nice.
Oh, that's framing theory right there. How about Elise? What are your points?
Exactly, the media decide what angle to show, and it's inform how people comment or react. Even my followers send me screenshots saying, is Chinese become dominant now? It's great fear.
So how about our channel, respecting Harmony Voice? What concerns does your NGOs have about this kind of framing?
Our worry is how polarizing the frame can be when people only see one side. Either Chinese side equal disrespect or Malay critic equal racist. We lost the gray area. Social media is powerful but too fast to judge.
So, do Phoebe agree to Chanam's point?
Exactly. Framing doesn't just shape what we think, but how we think. Remember that viral Goreng Hantu sign? People thought it was a mistranslation, but full context was cropped out. And it's a great example of how misinterpretation spreads faster than facts. That's why even small things like adding a clear translation beneath signboards can make a big difference. It's not just about language, it's about connection.
Great point so far. So, since framing links to our discussions, Florine, could you have briefly explained on how framing theories affects the public?
So framing theory suggests that the media doesn't tell us what to think, but it tells how to think about it. Through the selected words, angle, and the visual, this frame influence the public perceptions.
Exactly. That's why content creators and media users need to think about how content is shown. So next time an individual scroll through social media, ask yourself, what the message behind it? And Elise, You actually wrote a post about this issue, right?
Yes, I did. I posted a short video on TikTok talking about how Bahasa Malaysia deserves more visibility, especially in public space. I was not trying to shame anyone, just reminding people that language reflects who we are. The post went viral. Lots of people agree, but some thought I was being too nationalistic. I just think we should afraid to speak up for our culture. That post also made me realize social media is not just a mirror, it's a magnifier.
That's a great point. And it can make things seem bigger or even twist them. So why it is so important to think carefully where we are scrolling. Alright, before we wrap up, I love for each of our guests to leave a short message to our audience. Maybe a suggestion, a hope, or something to reflect on. So should we start with Florine?
So, as someone walking behind the scene, I would say that trying to learn to spot the friend before you believe the story of the news.
To my followers, being critical don't mean being negative. Question but with kindness.
How about our channel?
Let us use language to connect, not divide, celebrate differences instead of feeling them.
And our last one, Fifi.
Effective communication is the key, and a simple translation beneath the signboard can symbolize cultural integration.
Well, it's very good for all to leave the message to your audience, and thank you all for your thoughtful sharing. And to our viewer, remember social media gives everyone a chance to speak, but with the comes responsibility. Be fair, be kind, and treat each other as fellow Malaysians. And that's it for today's React and Say Anyway. See you all next time.
See you next time.
好像可以哦，可以。他第后期。
Hello everyone. Welcome to React and Say Anyway. I'm teaching your host for today. Today's our topic is a bit spicy. We are diving into
But it will tell us how to think.
shows our multi-tale 的重生与重重看来是那怎样看不清楚？我是不是讲这太像诱了？有点烦哦，有点看不清楚。你再来过一次。
valid point. And it's like so question but with kindness. 你还在重新要说一下？对对对。